beautiful individual. Welcome back to the show. This is BC Babbles, and I am the host of the Casual Babble Podcast. First episode of the new year. It is 2021. 2020 is behind us, but we're not going to jump into 2021 assuming like we assumed last year. Ugh. It ain't been that long. Joining me in the studio today to kick off the new year is one of my closest friends and fellow personalities. She is the creative mind and creator of Ensoul Media Network, and her name is Jasmine. Riana, welcome back to the show. Thank you for joining me on the show because I did not know who else to have here with me to kick off the year.
Well, thanks. You know I'm the last resort. No, I'm playing.
When the compliment goes south.
Yeah. But we're here.
But yeah, we are here, and we've discussed earlier today that like social media seems to be like in a consensus. Mm-hmm. We're not jumping into 2021 assuming the way we assumed 2020 was going to behave.
No.
We are going to enter the room quietly.
Look around.
Look around. Single file if need be. Just like in the elementary kindergarten class. And we're going to feel her out.
Yeah.
If she's in a good mood, we will slowly, I think slowly is best.
Absolutely.
Rev things into gear.
In the words of my fellow culture creators, only put the tip in.
And we know how well that typically works, right?
Right. So we're not going full throttle no matter what.
We know some of y'all going to be a fool, but...
We are scorned. We are traumatized from 2020.
We really are.
I mean, it was just like right out the bat, we just started getting like, whoa, and just kept going throughout the whole entire year.
And see, I can't believe it's already been a year since my horrible New Year's Eve last year, which I know I told you about.
No.
I thought I told you.
What happened?
Real quick story time. So I wanted to kick off this show, the first like pilot episode on the 1st of January 2020. So I came here New Year's Eve 2019.
Oh, yes.
The second I got here, car broke and it got stuck in drive.
Yes.
Had to put the emergency brake down, turn the shit off, and call my dad. Then couldn't get into the building because I was not aware of the new security system, which no longer takes a 4-digit code, but it's a whole app thing. 3, got in the building finally after contacting the manager who had to remotely do it for me while on the phone with me. Got into this room and then saw this beautiful thing here. This beautiful, useful piece of machinery that I had no clue how to operate.
Amazing.
That was the worst New Year's Eve ever. And I've never kissed anybody on New Year's, so that's saying something. It was a really sucky New Year's.
I will say that it was very representative of what 2020 was. So you got a full shot of what was to come that we didn't even know. And
see, I thought it was just 2019 because 2019 wasn't a great year either. I thought it was just like the remnants energies of 2019 trying to have a few bit more moments with me. No. It was 2020. Let me know, bitch, you need to buckle up.
Yeah.
Because I'm about to throw everyone for a loop.
So, I'm going to be the one to say it. I am having high regard for 21 because I've noticed I have been my best self during the odd numbered years.
Really?
Yes. So, I mean, I've already done something out of nowhere. I cut my hair. And it looks good, guys. You'll see it. Yeah, that was the first thing I did for the new year. And I don't want to say it because I'm traumatized, but I'm ready. I'm ready for what it can bring because, I mean, clearly we have went above and beyond for 2020.
We did.
So we got this.
Yes.
We got this, brand.
We are. And for those of you who haven't been with the show from day one, first of all, I appreciate y'all, and I don't deserve any of y'all. And funny enough, I looked this morning, Jasmine, on Anchor where I host the podcast. And I've actually had listeners continue listening through the past few months.
Isn't that great?
It's like, I'm honored because I ain't putting new shit out in a long time.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to take a sabbatical and you don't know how to plan for it. But
listen, I'm in the process of doing that now. I've been fighting for this media thing for forever and a day.
You got me into it.
Had this whole mindset. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be great at it. I'm gonna see all the people. I'm gonna do all the things. And coming up in December of 2020, I was just like, you know what? I need a break. I need to really reformat what exactly I want from Ensoul Media. What do I want for myself? Like, what am I trying to bring to the table, and what can I do consistently effortlessly and authentically. Yes. So yeah, I'm at the drawing board, man. Like I'm starting over from scratch, you know, and it be like that sometimes. Okay?
Yeah,
it'd be like that. So.
And you gotta roll with it. You know, it's something in your life is telling you in that moment you gotta take maybe a couple steps back sometimes. Reinvent, reinvigorate, redirect, reconsider things, but it's all for the better. You know,
that's what we hope.
Sometimes old ways of going into something can only prove to be only so fruitful.
That's true. That is very true.
And once it stops bearing fruit, you better have a backup plan.
Okay, be ready to go.
Because that mine's not going nowhere else.
No,
it is not. But that brings to mind the idea of needing to reinvent.
Okay, yeah.
Because often things, the greats of the things that we see oftentimes are not the first incarnate of those things.
Absolutely not.
They might be the second, third, 15th.
Amazon, Gateway.
Ooh. You seen the picture, y'all, of like what Amazon used to be?
Yeah.
That one man in that one little room.
Walmart.
Ooh.
I mean, all these different places, you know, they started off so small and then, you know, they're moving up. Did you know Dollar General now has fresh aisles where they have like fresh fruit, milk, things like that?
What?
Exactly. I know you're looking crazy. Look at them, guys. Look at yourself. But 10 years from now, our kids may not even know Dollar General that we knew because they may have moved up.
That's a good point.
I didn't know that. My mom told me, and she's like, "Yeah, you know, they have like fresh fruit in there now, dairy, and I think it's something else." But yeah, so I went into Dollar General, and sure enough, there lies grapes and bananas and lettuce and things like that. I was
that
like,
is
what?
insane.
Yeah.
See, now I was wondering why a little while ago, where I live in Mooresville, I live like maybe 2 blocks from a Food Lion, and right looking into the face of Food Lion, there put a Dollar General. I'm like, how is that? I'm not sure that's smart. You're right across from like a Food Lion, a couple other stores there. How much business are you going to get? Well, if that's what they're packing now.
Yeah.
They probably have some pretty good traffic going on over there. I don't look because I typically don't go.
I typically go to Dollar General because of the home decor they have and, you know, picking up different things. It's really like one of those like hidden gems that you wouldn't expect to have. But I really like Dollar General. So now that I can also pick up, you know, grapes and lettuce and things like that, I'm like, that may be my stop now.
It may have to be.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
I guess I know where I'm going on the way home today.
Especially now during you know, Rona. Okay.
Right.
Rona is still here, guys.
And whose fault is that? You know who you are.
Ooh.
I ain't playing about that.
Okay. All right. We know who you are. I don't know who you are, but you know who you are.
Right.
But I just think it's very fitting, you know, to try something new. I mean, what's the worst going to happen?
Right.
They just take out the produce section, keep everything else.
I mean, hey. Ooh.
But reinventing, reformatting, reinvigorating. Listen, I've done it all. I started off as SNL Lounge in 2017. Yes. And that was all about sex and love. That lasted about 6 months.
Now, I was going to say, before anyone jumps on about SNL, not Saturday Night Live.
No.
Her own thing going on. Thank you.
Yes. It was birthed by thinking of the Sex and Love Lounge. That's how I'm going to play it. And like I said, 6 months, not even 6 months really, I've realized that I could not solely talk about sex and love because one, I wasn't having either. So it was hard to continue to talk about that. Yeah. So yeah, came up with another platform and started being the SNL Lounge. And, you know, I based that around like, you know, conversational talk podcast, really promoting the community, talking to different people in the community, things like that. That was great. And I was just like, what is the SNL Lounge? And again, like you just made that disclaimer, I had to tell people it's nothing to do with SNL. Right, you know, of course, you know, I'm just a small town girl. But yeah, so 2018, I kicked off Ensoul Media. And at that time, the whole time I had been going by the stage name Miss J.
Miss J.
Yes, and that was like always my alter ego because I've always wanted to work in radio. I wanted to be a radio personality, and that was going to be my name. Hey, listen to Miss J between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m.
Please,
you know,
thank you.
I was going to do all of that, but that didn't work. And the more like I started meeting new people, the more I started talking and realizing like, okay, I want to be myself. Like I really want to, you know, be who I am. And when people, I guess for me, one of the major things was when I would be out at events or meeting people. They're like, and this is Miss J. I'm like, wait, no, I'm Jasmine. What's up? Like, so I was like,
got a little stale on you,
right? So it started being disconnect from what I wanted to represent and who I was representing. So I dropped that with Ensoul Media. Jasmine Riana. Ensoul, my real name is Jasmine Riana Dene Miles. So it's my real name. It's not something made up from Rihanna or anything like that. So I have been through it. And currently on January 1st, 2021, I am now reinventing again. Have there been highs? Absolutely. Have there been lows? Hell yes. Have one outweighed the other? I'm not sure.
Well, that's good.
It's very neutral. It's like there's been highs, there have been lows. Right now, I can't say one outweighed the other, but I remember those lows.
Yeah. So that's the damn thing about lows too. You can have a lot of good highs, but the second a low gets in there,
man, it messes up.
That like, I don't know why it resonates, but it's like boom, boom, boom. That kind of like takes over the energy of the highs sometimes.
Yeah,
I hate that.
Yeah,
really do. And when you have to like break away from what you've been doing routinely and go into a reinvention mode, you don't always know what to do. Like no one really kind of lays out the best way to do it. Well, some people do, but you don't always know who those people are. But today, talking about reinvention, I've got a couple of articles here that lists a few different ways in which to really, or things to consider while you're in the process of self-reinvention. Okay. Because it is such a personal and very fundamental process, because what you rearrange within you is what's going to be obvious with what you bring out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So jumping into the first one, this one is from everydaypower.com. The first idea, focus on the good. Whenever things aren't going so well for me, I realize that it's time to stop and take stock in what's really going on in my life. Usually I find that while some of it isn't going so well, a fair amount still is. So.
Listen, I hate to be the pessimistic person here. Yes, you have to, keep a level head and be like, I am blessed. I am doing well. I've had these moments. But honey, a lot of times when you start to reinvent yourself, it's because you've hit some lows.
Right.
And you realize some things aren't working well.
Right.
And I believe that sometimes in order to level up, you have to deal with the ish. Okay? You have to deal with the things that you have ran away from, and that has created this this nuance of I need to reinvent.
Right.
Because it has to come from somewhere. While I agree, focus on the good, focus on the real. Okay? Yeah. Focus on the real of
something isn't working. And that's that's the whole trigger mechanism for wanting to reinvent. Yeah, absolutely. So partially agree, but there are two sides to it. Mm-hmm. Second idea, at least as far as Everyday Power is concerned, change your diet. This is something I need to take to myself personally. Since
absolutely.
20 to 30% of us are obese, and as most of the grocery store's aisles are packed with processed foods, it's safe to assume that we can all benefit from making healthier choices with our diets. Yes, I definitely agree with this. I'm not going to show you my whole form on YouTube, but you've seen me before. But yeah, I definitely have. When I've been on routines where I have managed to pretty steadily break away from my eating habits, which are bad eating habits. But when I've had those few times where I've been in a better routine, eating healthier foods, just taking the chance every single time to choose the healthier option when I'm concerned about whether I'll be as satisfied, I do feel a lot better.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's a physiological thing that reinforces a mental thing. Like, I may not be happy with work, and this is back at iHeart. Mm-hmm. So I'm never happy with work.
Right.
But when I was on those routines, I was like, you know what? I don't feel quite as shitty, which is a nice change of pace from the typical.
Yeah.
For sure. And making sure that the different dietitians I've had in my life have always been like, you mentally will reflect the proper nutrition that's being put in. So if you are
what you eat, basically.
You are what you eat. If you eat cleaner, you can think cleaner, not necessarily organize your room better, but feel better.
Yeah.
I totally agree with this.
I felt that way. I've had moments where I've really, changed my diet and done things that made me better. And I felt it. I felt good. I wasn't as stressed. I mean, stress is still there, but it wasn't one of those like my body is tired, I'm fatigued.
Right.
Yeah. So I agree with that.
For sure. Circulatory system moving better? Yes, please. Number 3 is clear out the physical clutter. Want to reinvent yourself? Get rid of anything that you no longer like, use, or need. So it kind of feels like one of those like Marie Kondo ideas where like what brings you, makes you happy? What is it? Brings you joy.
I thought it was joy, but I'm just guessing here.
Keep what brings you joy. And my mom's been on my case for a little while recently about cleaning my damn room. I'm 27 years old, sue me. But she's like, I'm telling you, everyone says as soon as you organize your room, it makes your mind more capable of thinking more organized. I haven't quite gotten there yet. But perhaps there's some stock in it because everyone else in the house has a much more organized space and they're typically not quite as forgetful as I am. So maybe there's something in there that I should reinvest into. What are your thoughts?
Yes. A lot of times when I'm feeling claustrophobic or feeling like I don't have freedom, especially I live alone in my own space, I know I need to clean some things out. Now, one problem area that I have not been able to fix is my closet. My closet clothes is just out of control. I have more of a handle on it now, but still, that is always my drawback. But yes, I totally agree. I feel like in the future, if I possibly could, I would love to be a minimalist. I doubt it because I love clothes.
Yeah.
Yep. Sounds great though. Seems like it's freeing almost.
Right. See, I'm the kind of person you could take to like a flea market. I'd be like, ooh, that's a nice rock. That rock's got a nice little bit of glitter paint on it. I'm going to buy that rock.
I am not.
One of us will clearly have a much bigger problem with this than the other. Number 4 suggestion is clear our emotional clutter. It's easier to deal with the physical because you can see it, therefore you know where it is. Emotional clutter is much more difficult because it's affecting you. It's affecting how you think and do everything.
Absolutely. I completely agree with that. And that is my thing. I am a recap person. I am the person who I'm laying in bed at night, it's 2 a.m., and I can't stop thinking about 10 years ago, I tripped on a piece of paper, and people saw me and laughed. And I get that embarrassing feeling.
Ain't that a bitch?
And I just cannot let it go. Like, I have a lot of emotional clutter, and that's just, no matter much, like, I'm over it. And then I'm like, I experience something that makes me think of that thing, and it's like, I'm not over it.
Man. And it's like 10, and it really will be like a decade or so after the incident occurred. And it's like, what hurt me so much about this moment? Because like you're an adult now, so you think so many things back in the day were so not important. But why did I really care so much about this goddamn moment? It was because maybe that one person you were trying to get the attention of was watching you, and you were not so graceful in that moment.
Yeah,
that was my typical situation, but.
Not graceful in that moment. But I mean, it also comes with who you were before you began the reinvention. A lot of that, emotional clutter, that may have a lot to do with it as well. Maybe in the process. I know for me as Miss J, some of the emotional clutter that I had to get from that was I had put a lot of, I guess the word I'm looking for is a lot of opportunity. No, not really opportunity, but I put a lot of weight on being Miss J. Yeah. I thought this would set me apart and this would, bring people into what I'm doing and somehow or another create me as the star that I am.
Right.
Like that's what I thought.
Not with a dramatic voice.
Right. That's what I thought. And I realized that no, you becoming who you want to be and you becoming the quote unquote star, which may not be, in Hollywood, but it may be a star in your life, be a little twinkle in your own eye, Yeah. And that comes with being Jasmine. So that was something I had to do also, which kind of take away, why was I going by Miss J?
Right.
Who was I going to be, you know? And so, it's a double-edged sword there.
Yeah, and not to foreshadow too hard, but that could be the same thing that boasts for BC Babbles. I may not always be BC Babbles.
Yeah, you may grow and, you may always be BC Babbles. That may be your thing. You just never know. You just really never know, though,
right?
How, the tables turn.
We'll see how the road progresses from here. That's why what I always say.
Mm-hmm.
All right, number 5 suggestion is change up your routine. An easy way to get stuck is to get yourself into such a routine that you're on an autopilot all of the time. Now, I will say my one time with seeing this particular suggestion really work was back in college. I had just been voted out of a fraternity. I kind of forced their hand. That's a whole other story for a whole other time. Anyway,
yeah.
But this was my second semester of my sophomore year, and freshly kicked out. All of my brothers from my same class are like written me off, never gonna talk to me again. They never have. And all I could really do, because I felt heartbroken about it, was just try to go to class every day. I hated most of my classes, but I just try to go to class, and every single day walking the same path at the same time, getting the same food, same coffee, seeing the same people, not paying attention just as much in every single class. And there was a point where I found myself randomly breaking down into tears, and not even for anything that seemed obvious to trigger it, just breaking down in the most random of spots. Like in the middle of walking from one class to another, in the middle of eating, in the middle of just sitting and looking at a bird, like just breaking down as if I had just seen some horrible, traumatizing thing. Aww. And so thankfully the psychology department offers like 12 free sessions with a psychologist.
Okay,
so
great.
I took that shit real quick. I went over there, spoke with them, and one of her suggestions, and she had the really cool therapist who had like this big, like long-haired shepherd as part of like the therapy. And she suggested do different stuff, because it sounds like you're already in this concrete routine and it's only fostering the same emotions over and over again. So I took that as my permission to just skip class for a couple days. Well, not a whole couple days, but like for a couple days, skip 1 or 2 classes. And in doing that, no, I did this really far. But in doing that, I, instead of like heading into like the class area of the college campus, I went and did some walks in the park.
Okay.
Near the creek where like all the hammocks were, all the cute little ducklings were and whatnot. Didn't eat at the same time, and I chose a couple of healthier options. And I felt that instantly something shifted in me, because I wasn't doing the same expected thing, and I felt better.
Tis the shift.
Just by going on a walk in the park. Skipping class was definitely part of it, but going on a walk in the park definitely made me feel a lot better. Listen, and breaking out of the routine.
I'm totally here for feeling the shift and breaking the routine. So for me, I'm a single woman living alone. I have to break my routine. Or if not, a serial killer is going to kill me, okay? Like, they can almost time it. And I realized this last week. I literally pull up at my place every night at the same time. And I walk by myself every night to my place every night at the same time. And every time I have ish in both of my hands. So I'm like, you got to change this up, homegirl. Because if not, somebody's going to be like, damn, a bitch coming out. Like, grab her. So I'm like, oh my God. Like, Jasmine, do not be a target for a serial killer. So change up your routine, guys.
Very extreme reason to go along with that suggestion, but a very agreeable one at the
real,
same time.
Okay, it's very real.
Very agreeable.
Ladies, take heed.
Man. Number 6 suggestion is make yourself uncomfortable. People get stuck when they become too comfortable with their lives. They are meant to change. We are meant to challenge ourselves. So try to do something each day that takes you slightly outside of your comfort zone. Okay. I wouldn't have considered this one, but it does sound good. Mm-hmm. But I wouldn't know what to do.
I mean, it could be something so small. Like, sometimes I wash dishes before work or something. Mm-hmm. Or I do some stretching or something. Something that's like, you're like, that's not really out of my comfort zone. Yeah, I don't do that often. You know, like certain things I just don't do. Like, yeah. I mean, but it can help.
So what would be
I'm
outside
an unpredictable person, though.
See, what would be outside my comfort zone? I mean, like, I feel like I'm way too open as it is.
Yes, you are.
Yes, I am. She found out the hard way at breakfast this morning. That'll be another conversation.
Something uncomfortable. I don't know.
Man.
could do something different to your hair. You could change up your wardrobe or something. You can do something, yeah.
Because it
was something small. It could be like, you buy this one piece, like I haven't wore this. Today, I'm gonna wear orange,
See, that might be doable, because I have found recently that outside of work clothes, I really only have 1 or 2 shirts that really kind of fit me, because I'm a big boy. So I really only kind of stay in the same wardrobe if I'm not going to go to work. That could be something to do. We'll test it out. I'll definitely try it out here in a couple days.
There you go.
Not too quick. 7, get up and move. Move something, whether it's your body, mind, and or spirit. Get something moving, because you cannot resolve your issues with the same energy you created them with. Totally agree.
Listen, absolutely. And sex can be part of this as well. Just want to say, because I think sometimes we underestimate the power of sex, right? Like, it's not only just for pleasure, but it's also can be very therapeutic, and it's good for you. I mean, you're moving all of your body, like your whole body's involved in it.
You're triggering certain things that aren't always active.
No, absolutely.
And when they get to where they're supposed to go.
I just want to make that a little bit more fun for you, because you see, get up and move. It's like, I don't want to be a couch potato. It's like
Zumba?
But.
If
that means I can get me some,
yes,
I might get up and move. So I'm just saying, I'm just gonna put that in there.
Yes. Well, I mean, yeah, that definitely works for sure. And then beyond that, I mean, as far as just like maybe do like a random road trip. That can be great.
Maybe taking the stairs instead of the elevator. I mean, do something.
Let's not go crazy.
I know. I've done it though. I'm in the pursuit of trying to drop some pounds. So I really surprised myself, because the last 3 or 4 days now, I've like made sure to do some type of movement. Even if it was just stretching and bending down, touching my toes, and doing a few lunges or something like that. It made me feel really good, actually.
See, I can't do no full lunge. I try.
Listen, all you gotta do is try. Yeah. You keep trying until you actually do a full one.
Yeah, that hurts.
Express yourself.
Oh God. Pain, do yoga, sing, play an instrument, write a short story. It doesn't matter. Just get creative and express yourself in some way. Now, we were talking earlier. I'm getting back into blogging. I'm doing the blogging. Blogging feels so good to me.
You were very good at blogging.
Taking an experience out of your day and kind of breaking it down in a way that makes people consider doing it themselves, because it could be fun. It could be a break from their routine. It's so fun. I love writing. And I'm actually on the lookout for a writing opportunity in the Queen City. So if you happen to be watching, you're offering a position, just hit me up real quick. Thank you. What about you?
I've always been a mic person, radio, podcasting, things like that, audio person in general. But lately, I've been thinking about doing a little video. Cause sometimes I have like random things that pop up in my head, and I have the desire to like go live or make a video about it. But I'm like, oh no, because, I don't have a fresh beat face, or I'm driving or something like that. So, that's something that I really want to do for the new year. I'm thinking about creating a challenge for myself. And at least doing 5 videos per month.
Okay.
It can be a live. It can be a quick minute video. It could be anything in the sorts, but as long as I do it 5 times a month.
Now, what kind of platforms are we talking here?
No, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, whatever. But just navigating that field and making sure I do it. So that's what I'm thinking about as far as challenge-wise, just to make myself do it.
Well, shoot, let me know when that YouTube channel is up, because I will subscribe.
Oh, it is up. It's Ensoul Media Network.
There it is.
There you go. Ensoul Media and Network, ENSOUL. Thank you.
I'll put it up for y'all in a bit. Number 9, take it slow. So a lot of times we want to really get to our end game position so quickly that we don't realize that when we've chosen to step back and reinvent, that we're supposed to pace ourselves and take the time to figure out what the next steps are supposed to be. Because you know what? You might be trying to fly, but you may not realize that road's going to lead to a cliff.
Yes.
And your wings aren't ready yet.
No, you will fall.
You will fall.
Fall hard.
And it's not going to be cute and look Wile E. Coyote. You ain't getting back up.
No, that's absolutely true. And I think that can go along with so much more. I mean, just life in general. It's just, take your time and really invest in yourself, not just reinvent, invest in it as well. Like, there's no need to, reinvent and become everything you want to be, and you haven't reinvested into who you are, your brand, and what you bring to the table. Right. So I completely agree.
And you can't force a good idea, and you can't force it to happen quick. It's when you take the time to explore one good idea, where as you do, your mind branches. And then other ones pop up. And
consistently do it. I know that's, for me, that's where I fall short a lot. I just get swayed by life and this and that. But yeah, consistently pursuing your pursuit of happiness.
In a proper pace.
Yes, pace yourself.
And that brings us to the final suggestion of this article is 10, create a vision plan of your life. You may be stuck now, but a great way to feel like you're on a new path is to create a vision or plan of what you really want your life to look like. Totally agree.
Yeah. I've
always heard the idea of like a vision board, but I've never tried it.
You never done a vision board?
Never done it before.
Oh my God. I've done 2. And it did help. The last one I made, I think because I didn't like it and I put it in the closet, nothing came to fruition.
Okay.
So there's that. But I see the importance of it, but more so, I know the importance of writing it down.
Okay.
And planning it out. Because there random stuff on napkins or just a random piece of paper. When I was moving from my last place, I found some papers that I had done the same thing with, and it was like 2008 I'm gonna do this, 2012 2000 this, and a lot of those things I done.
Nice.
I checked those off, but I think it was more or less one of those things where I always found it. And I was reminded of those things that I said that I would do. So I really think one of the biggest things you can do is write it down. Piece of paper, a Google Doc, a napkin. When it comes to your mind, I keep a notebook near my bed because sometimes when I'm sleeping, sometimes when I'm trying to sleep,
right?
I get great ideas and things or whatever, and I write it down. But vision boards, they definitely can help. It's just a cute way to do it, It's like, I want to make a vision board. But yeah, I completely agree with that. I wish that I uses more the whole writing it down thing, because I have some great ideas I think come to my mind, and I'm like, I remember that. Oh yeah, I remember that. But yeah, I'm 100% with that.
See, I'm the same way. I'm super forgetful a lot of times. So if I actually remember to write something down, it sticks with me just a little bit longer.
Yeah.
It might still be lost in the void of that is my mind, but it had a chance to be a bit more than what it would have been otherwise.
Absolutely.
So maybe a vision board. I could try it out.
You should.
I'm not tapped into my arts and craftsy side for a very long time.
Listen, all you need is some scissors, some magazines, and a whiteboard. That's it.
That's fair. Whiteboard should be cheap.
Like 94 cents.
Yeah. All right. Vision board. I'll try it out. Maybe on YouTube.
Yeah.
Let's try it out.
Do like a little, you do a whole review on it on YouTube. You could content, okay? Content 2021.
Original content 2021.
Yes. Man, I would do one too.
I was saying earlier today, like, I've been doing reaction videos on there, but some guy that I watched reaction videos for, he broke it down because he did a review of this one pretty big song. Video got over 1 million views, made $20.
$20.
Because he was reviewing someone else's, it was Disturbed performing The Sound of Silence on one of those night shows. Because it wasn't his content, because the whole point of the video wasn't his original content, monetized very, very little.
Oh my gosh.
1 million views to $20.
I would be crushed.
I'd be crushed too. So, original content 2021, that's going to be the goal.
Reinvent yourself with original content, okay?
Yes.
I'm glad you said that. Wow.
Man, I'm happy we brought it up.
I had no, plans of doing anything like that anyway, but I'm glad to know that, yes, original content is where it's at. And it's just important, you know? It makes you feel like you're actually doing something. You're being creative. You're using your imagination, and you're just going for it. So that's always like a win in your book.
Right. And if all your content is reaction, that means all of your stuff is reliant on somebody else producing something.
Yeah.
And that's not going to be good. That's not going to help you out.
Man, I didn't know that. There's a lot of people who do reaction videos.
Yeah. But now the ones that I've seen do really well, though, are the ones who branch off. They have their own podcasts. They do their own stuff on the side, and they offer like those like $5 a month special subscriptions on YouTube to get that content.
One of the things that I really want to focus on for this year is having multiple streams of income.
Yes.
That's what I want to reinvent myself into. I mean, either it's selling makeup. I'm trying to come out with a nice little room spray.
Do it.
I'm trying to do some different things to make multiple streams of income and to also continue to, build up that legacy. Okay. Mm-hmm. So take this time. We know from January to March, because of 2020, Rona gonna be out here and things gonna be real short, okay?
Right.
So this is the time to really sit down, buckle down, figure out what you want to create, figure out what you want to, put out there for the world, figure out who you are, most importantly. So that way when March comes and spring is here, you're able to bloom right along with the world, okay?
Yes.
And
leave no guilt, leave no qualms in your wake.
Yes. Absolutely.
You straight on there, blaze your trail.
Be fearless, man. Be bold and be fearless. I mean, that's for me too, for you too. Right. I mean, it's for us all, okay? We're calling out ourselves.
Yeah.
Be fearless and be bold in the pursuit of you doing your thing.
And y'all listeners and watchers, feel free to hold us accountable. You said you do this on this day by this time.
Yeah, and we did.
And we did do it. Let us know how you feel about it. Jasmine, Riana, thank you so much for joining me on the show. I could not have had anyone else better to join me and kick off 2021 again. We're going at it slow, pace ourselves into 2021. We got to make sure she's in a good mood.
We fighting 21. She's coming crazy.
I'm not with her. I'm not with her
I'm
at all.
not with myself with these little arms.
Why are you in my studio? Who are you? No, but thank you again. I really enjoyed it. And remember to check me out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. It's at BC Babbles. Check me out. Also, learn more about me and about the show on the website, casualbabble.com. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.
Bye.